Well, sweet. Again, thank y'all for coming and having this conversation with us. It's something new that we're doing and trying to connect with, community leaders and resources in our community. So you guys have been a great partnership for us. So just really appreciate you guys. So I wanted to kind of kick it off. I know you guys are both new to McNeese this year. So what made you choose McNeese out of all the places to be able to come?
I'll go. It's at the top of the league in everything, that we need. We were successful in my previous school, but we didn't have these facilities. We didn't have the buy-in from the community and the buy-in from the administration. And I think that's what really sold me, is that this is a family type feel and everybody gets behind you. All we got to do is win.
Yeah, that winning cures a lot of things.
It does.
How about you, Coach Bill?
Me, I'm extremely close to Coach Wade. I was with him for 5 years at LSU, and his first year here, I was at Link Academy, a high school, so I could come to some of the games. I really followed McNeese a lot because of them giving Will a second chance, and for them to give my brother a second chance, that meant a lot to me. And then I came here for the first year Southland Conference tournament for both of those games, and just to see the atmosphere and to get to meet the people of Lake Charles. I actually went to Utah later on in the NCAA tournament and got to be around a lot of the McNeese people and a lot of the people of Lake Charles, and just what great people to see them. And that then made me, obviously say, hey, if Coach Wade's ever gets the opportunity to get out, I would love to be the one to follow him, and I think that's kind of how it all came about.
I love that. And you both kind of talked about the community here, and so at Southwest Credit Union, we are huge into that as well. Like, you'll see our name kind of everywhere, especially with the community partners that align with us and our values. How have you guys seen that from the community since you've even been here? I know we haven't even gotten into the season yet, but what does that mean to y'all having that support? And do you try to relay that to your athletes and stuff as well to get involved?
Yeah, I think that's what helped to get us here, and most of my players from my previous school, that helped them get them here because the community, they showed up on day one. I think both of our press conferences, they were there and in full force. So I think they made a great first impression.
Yeah.
And the impression's continuing every day. We go out to eat everywhere in the community, and they're talking about McNeese women's basketball, McNeese men's basketball, football. It's on their brain, and it's contagious. That culture is contagious here.
Awesome.
I would agree with Coach just from what she said about the culture. The community set the culture now here at McNeese, and how important McNeese is to Lake Charles and this community. Just makes you want to get up every morning and work hard for these people, and how they've treated us and embraced me and my family and our staff. And some of the best people in the world that I've been around, and we've loved it here for the first 3 or 4 months. And just want to wake up every morning and give them all you got, so that we can continue the winning ways, because we know how important that is for not only McNeese but for Lake Charles.
Yeah, and I love to hear that. So I was chatting a little before. I'm from Sulphur, right across the bridge, so I didn't get the pleasure of coming to McNeese, but I've always followed it and seen, especially like you see when things are going good and it's winning and the community really rallies around. I think we saw that 2 years ago with Coach Wade coming in, and even women's basketball is just really taking off nationally at this level. So I'm excited to see how the community rallies around you guys on the women's side too, because I know we're going to win, right? I know the experience that you bring in, and I'm just super pumped to have that. Switching gears, like very briefly, we were kind of talking, I guess, a little bit off camera on the financial literacy aspect of things. The ever-changing landscape of NIL, and college kids are having more money than a lot of us have even as adults. So how do you guys, I guess, educate your team on the importance of not just blowing that money away, but doing something good with it, whether it be charitable or whether just educating themselves on how they can have that as a foundation going into life after college?
I think we bring in, we brought in speakers to talk to them about it and know more about it than I do. Yeah. I can learn from them as well. Absolutely. But just try to continue to mentor them through, what you hear from those speakers, and talk to them about how important it is to, have financial literacy and to be good with your money. And then at the same time, like you said, give back. And so we want to get out to the community and give back in any way that we can, whether it be with our time or our money. And I think that's a very important thing for our guys to to get to do and get to experience, and will something they can take with them for the rest of their life.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of money these days, and I think we're trying to set them up for success. You know, we're not trying to put them in debt early on, so putting them in front of people that have that knowledge of it is key for us. You know, we talked a little bit. We're trying to teach them how to write checks, use their debit cards in certain places. So I think it's those small details that are going to go a long way and stick with them for life.
Yeah, my wife has a little sister who's 16 years old, and we were setting her up with a debit card, I guess last year. And sure enough, in the past few months, she was asking a ton of questions. You know, something was pending on her debit card, and you know, the available balance is less than what the actual balance was showing. And she was calling us like, "How much money do I have?" You know, but and even educating them on, you know, even her, she was like, "Where's the money on my card?" And it's like, well, it's not on your card, it's in an account that your card's tied to. But all those things I think we take for granted. I know both of my parents grew up in banking, so I took a lot of that for granted, just knowing terms and knowing how things work. And I have to take a step back and realize, like, not everybody had that privilege, right? Especially in lower income houses that we serve. A lot that athletes come from themselves, or just not having the support system or the education behind it, which is what we like to do a lot at the credit union too, that I feel like we do a little bit better, you know, than some of your bigger box banks. But all of that's super important. Think really, you know, last and certainly not least, what can we expect from you guys this season, from your teams, and from, you know, getting ready to kick basketball season off here in a few months?
With this big old arena, we're trying to fill it. I think that's one thing that we're both trying to do. We're trying to make sure the community is engaged, and we're trying to get engaged with the community. But we're trying to fill this arena up and put some people in these seats, but also give them a great show to watch. You know, I don't think anybody wants to watch, you know, low scoring games. We're trying to put some points up on the scoreboard. We're trying to play fast pace, get after it defensively. We want to be at the top of the league. And I think that's where both of us want to be, and I think that's where we're going to remain.
And I second that. You know what Coach said. We've worked hard. The staff, both of our staffs, have worked extremely hard to get the athletes in here that give us a great product. And we're going to put a great product on the floor that this community and this university can rally behind. And then we're going to play a fun, exciting style of basketball and continue to build off the foundation that's been laid the last couple years for us. I know Coach is going to continue to build on her championship ways that she brings here. And it's going to be a fun year of basketball here at McNeese.
Oh, and I lied to you. I have one last question. What advice can you give to, I don't know, I guess college students or even people that are starting to build their career? You guys have definitely had an interesting career path that made you here. So what's something that I guess you learned along the ways that we can take to, you know, even our staff or our community partners and say, hey, when you're looking to grow your career, you're looking to excel in your career even, is there a little piece of advice you can give to people?
Yeah, I started out at 28 in this college coaching. I would say invest. Invest in your money, invest in your time, and invest in your people. The people around me are only as good as, you know, I make them, and I invest a lot in people. But on the flip side, I invest my money. I make sure that I keep my money and I keep growing it. But definitely invest.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think that through that investment takes hard work. And hard work is the main principle that we're building off of here. And I think that, you know, for young people, hard work is always going to pay off. You know, I have one tattoo. You may not want to put this on the thing, but I have one tattoo. It's across my heart because I believe it with all my heart. It's Proverbs 14:23 says hard work always pays off. Mere talk puts no bread on the table. And it doesn't mean it's going to pay off how you want it to pay off, but it always pays off. And by putting in hard work every single day and through the investment that Coach is talking about, then you're going to be able to be a successful person in life and get the things you want out of life.
I appreciate that. We can learn a lot from athletics, team sports. There's a lot of good lessons. Hard work is definitely one of them. JUCO route definitely instilled that in me. But no, I appreciate you guys taking the time. Loved it. I loved getting to know you guys a little bit better. And wish you the best of luck this season, and go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
All right. Yeah.